Lady Gaga, an artist, an icon, and a master of reinvention. From the moment she stepped onto the world stage, she's been impossible to ignore. But beneath the glittering costumes and jaw-dropping performances lies a story far deeper than meets the eye. This isn't just about fame or fashion. It's about transformation, resilience, and using art to confront the darkest corners of her past. What's the real meaning behind her infamous meat dress? How has she turned pain into power? And why does she say, "You could never degrade me as much as I could degrade myself"? Stick around, because by the end, you'll see Lady Gaga not just as a performer, but as a force of nature redefining what it means to be an artist in the modern world. In 2010, Time magazine crowned Lady Gaga's meat dress as the top fashion statement of the year. This daring outfit was so iconic that it's now preserved in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. To this day, people worldwide recall the striking imagery of the meat dress. However, dismissing it as a mere fashion stunt undermines its profound meaning. Lady Gaga, known for her bold and elaborate artistry, is not just a performer. With 130 platinum certifications, 13 Grammy Awards, 16 Guinness World Records, and an Oscar under her belt, she is a cultural icon. Her art is a calculated vehicle for powerful messages, though the media often skews her intentions. Critics labeled the meat dress as everything from anti-fashion to a feminist protest, or an anti-vegan statement. But Gaga's own explanation was clear. If we don't stand up for what we believe in and fight for our rights, soon we'll have as much rights as the meat on our bones. This dress wasn't just for shock value. It was a metaphor for vulnerability, rights, and individuality. The meat dress wasn't Gaga's first foray into controversial performances. A year prior, her 2009 MTV Video Music Awards performance of Paparazzi captivated the world. Beginning beneath a fallen chandelier, Gaga sang a subdued rendition of Poker Face before transitioning into Paparazzi, a song criticizing the exploitative nature of tabloid culture. Dressed in a white leotard, she simulated physical and emotional degradation, culminating in a shocking scene where fake blood poured from her chest, staining her outfit as she feigned death. This dramatic finale symbolized the emotional toll of media obsession on celebrities. Gaga's vivid storytelling through lyrics, costumes, and choreography demanded attention and left audiences in awe. Yet such performances were often misunderstood. For example, during her 2014 SXSW performance of Swine, Gaga enlisted performance artist Millie Brown, who vomited green liquid onto her as part of the act. Critics dismissed it as shock for shock's sake, while others accused her of glamorizing eating disorders. Even high-profile figures like Demi Lovato criticized the act, sparking a petition with nearly 25,000 signatures. But Gaga defended her performance as a raw, visceral expression of rage, demoralization, and empowerment, stating, "You could never degrade me as much as I could degrade myself, and look how beautiful it is when I do." This act was not just shock art. It was a window into her pain and a commentary on reclaiming power from trauma. At the 2010 VMAs, Gaga dominated headlines in her raw meat ensemble, complete with matching shoes, a steak beret, and a meat clutch. But this wasn't her only statement that evening. She initially arrived wearing an Alexander McQueen gown, accompanied by 4 U.S. Armed Forces members, a subtle protest against the military's oppressive "don't ask, don't tell" DADT policy. At the time, DADT prohibited LGBTQ+ service members from disclosing their sexual orientation, effectively forcing them to live in secrecy. Gaga, a bisexual woman and staunch LGBTQ+ advocate, used her platform to draw attention to this injustice. 3 days before the VMAs, Judge Virginia A. Phillips ruled DAD unconstitutional. Gaga seized the opportunity to mobilize her fans, urging them to contact Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid to push for legislative action. Her activism worked. 3 months later, The Repeal Act passed, and President Obama signed it into law. So, what did the meat dress have to do with military policy or LGBTQ+ rights? Gaga's answer was layered. On the surface, the dress symbolized the dehumanization of individuals treated as pieces of meat based on their sexual orientation. Beneath that, she knew the media would sensationalize the outfit, amplifying her message far beyond her immediate fan base. Gaga has always understood the sociology of fame. She knew that the tabloids and paparazzi, eager to sensationalize her every move, would unintentionally act as vessels for her message. By offering them an outrageous spectacle, she ensured they spread her art and ideas far and wide. Lady Gaga's rise to fame is inseparable from her ability to craft and embody a persona that transcends traditional celebrity. At the heart of this phenomenon lies a dual identity: Stefani Germanotta, the woman behind the scenes, and Lady Gaga, the avant-garde icon who dominates the global stage. This tension between her real self and her crafted persona is not just a strategy but a means of survival in an industry that often devours vulnerability. Stefani Germanotta grew up as a talented, ambitious girl from an Italian-American family in New York City. She played piano by ear at age 4, dreamed of stardom, and studied at the Tisch School of the Arts. But Stefani's dreams were accompanied by struggles, including bullying in school for being different and an intense need to prove herself in a competitive world. Enter Lady Gaga, a fearless, larger-than-life figure who could embody the boldness, defiance, and creativity that Stefani once hesitated to show. Gaga became her shield and her sword, a persona that allowed her to be everything she wanted to be while masking the pain and insecurities that might otherwise hold her back. This duality also reflects Gaga's mastery of reinvention. From her early days as a pop provocateur in the Fame era to her stripped-down vulnerability in Joanne and her return to dance pop glory in Chromatica, each phase of her career showcases a new layer of her persona. Yet, at its core, Lady Gaga remains a carefully constructed identity that both amplifies and protects Stefani Germanotta. I was bullied. I was an outcast. I was afraid to show the real me. Lady Gaga gave me the courage to be fearless. Lady Gaga allows Stefani to hide in plain sight. By focusing public attention on the extravagant costumes, theatrical performances, and provocative statements of Gaga, Stefani maintains her privacy and avoids becoming a target for judgment. Fame can be a double-edged sword. For Gaga, it is both a platform for her art and activism and a source of profound psychological strain. As Lady Gaga rose to prominence, Stefani Germanotta became increasingly obscured, and this intentional separation reflects the heavy toll that fame can exact on an individual. Fame often exposes celebrities to intense scrutiny and judgment. For Gaga, crafting an elaborate facade through her persona allows her to deflect criticism and avoid showing vulnerability. Her outlandish outfits, like the meat dress or her spiked pyrotechnic suit, serve as armor that shields her from personal attacks. Defense against trauma. Gaga has spoken openly about the trauma she endured as a young woman, including a sexual assault at age 19 that left lasting scars. Lady Gaga became a way for Stefani to reclaim power, transforming pain into provocative art that forced the world to confront difficult subjects like abuse, mental health, and societal expectations. The persona doesn't just mask her pain, it channels it into something meaningful. Gaga's relentless ambition stems from her fear of being just another girl lost in the crowd. Her persona allows her to transcend ordinariness, standing out in a way that ensures she is not just seen, but remembered. For Gaga, every outfit, performance, and statement is a calculated move to secure her legacy as an artist who mattered. The weight of expectations. As one of the most recognizable figures in the world, Gaga faces enormous pressure to maintain her position at the top. This burden may explain why she continually reinvents herself, always pushing boundaries to stay ahead of public expectations. The persona of Lady Gaga becomes a coping mechanism, allowing her to channel the stress of fame into creativity rather than letting it consume her. Gaga has always been acutely aware of the media's hunger for sensationalism. By giving them the over-the-top persona of Lady Gaga to dissect, she diverts attention from Stefani Germanotta's personal life. The public becomes fixated on decoding the meaning behind her performances, outfits, and lyrics, leaving her private life largely untouched. By embracing this dual identity, Lady Gaga has turned herself into a living work of art, constantly evolving yet always maintaining control over her image. The dichotomy between Stefani Germanotta and Lady Gaga is not just a tool for fame. It's a survival strategy that allows her to navigate the pressures of celebrity while staying true to her art. Lady Gaga has openly shared her experience of being sexually assaulted at 19, an event that profoundly shaped her art and activism. Rather than allowing this trauma to define her, she channels it into her work, creating performances and music that confront issues of exploitation, control, and survival head-on. Themes of violence, control, and degradation are recurring motifs in Gaga's work. For example, in Bad Romance. The music video depicts a chilling narrative of forced submission and escape, symbolizing the struggle to reclaim autonomy in the face of exploitation. Similarly, her SXSW performance of You Swine was raw and visceral, using shock tactics to highlight the rage and demoralization tied to her trauma. These performances aren't just about shock value. They're carefully constructed narratives that force audiences to confront uncomfortable truths about abuse and its aftermath. The imagery of chains, blood, and brokenness is balanced by moments of triumph, symbolizing the journey from victimhood to empowerment. Gaga's decision to speak publicly about her assault was both brave and transformative. By breaking the silence, she dismantled the stigma surrounding sexual violence and gave her fans permission to do the same. Her openness has turned her into a symbol of resilience, inspiring countless individuals to share their own stories of survival. Beyond her music, Gaga has used her platform for activism, partnering with organizations like the Born This Way Foundation to promote mental health awareness and provide resources for those struggling with trauma. Her ability to turn personal pain into a movement of collective healing is a testament to her strength and vision. Gaga's family played a significant role in shaping her identity, both as an artist and as an individual. Her upbringing was a mix of traditional values and creative freedom, fostering a complex relationship with her heritage and her ambitions. Gaga's father, Joe Germanotta, is an entrepreneur who instilled a strong work ethic and drive in his children. His success as a businessman provided a foundation of stability, but his larger-than-life personality also set high expectations for his daughter. This dynamic may have fueled Gaga's ambitious streak, pushing her to excel in a male-dominated industry. At the same time, her father's traditional values sometimes clashed with her unconventional artistic choices, creating a tension that likely influenced her rebellious, boundary-pushing persona. The Germanotta household was one of contrasts, supportive yet grounded in traditionalism. Gaga has often spoken about the love and encouragement she received from her family, particularly her mother, Cynthia. However, growing up in a Catholic household, she also faced societal expectations that shaped her worldview. This duality, of being nurtured but also challenged, fostered her ability to navigate the complexities of identity, art, and activism. Her family's influence is evident in her work, where themes of rebellion often coexist with moments of nostalgia and homage to her roots. The death of Gaga's Aunt Joanne, who passed away at 19 from lupus, had a profound impact on her family and her art. Though Gaga never met Joanne, her legacy loomed large, shaping Gaga's exploration of mortality, legacy, and resilience. Gaga's album, Joanne, is a deeply personal tribute to her aunt, blending themes of loss with hope and healing. Songs like Joanne and Angel Down reflect her understanding of grief as both a personal and universal experience. Through this lens, Gaga frames loss not as an endpoint but as a catalyst for growth and connection. By delving into her past, Gaga has created art that resonates with millions. Her ability to confront pain and transform it into a source of strength allows her to connect with fans on an intensely personal level. Whether through performances like Swine or albums like Joanne, she uses her platform to tackle themes of trauma, family, and resilience with unflinching honesty. Gaga's relationship with the media is both symbiotic and adversarial. From the beginning of her career, she has used media attention as a tool to amplify her art, crafting a persona that both intrigues and provokes. Gaga's debut album, The Fame, wasn't just a collection of pop hits. It was a thesis on the seductive yet destructive nature of fame. Tracks like The Paparazzi and Beautiful Dirty Rich explored the duality of fame as both a dream and a nightmare, setting the stage for her to explore these themes throughout her career. Her Fame Monster EP further expanded on this concept, introducing the idea that fame is not just a goal, but a beast to be tamed. Songs like Bad Romance and Dance in the Dark highlight the darker undercurrents of celebrity life, from exploitation to isolation. Gaga's self-awareness of fame's allure and toxicity positioned her not just as a pop star, but as a sociologist of the celebrity experience. Her ability to critique fame while fully embracing its spectacle set her apart from her peers. Despite her early mastery of media manipulation, Gaga's relationship with the press hasn't always been smooth. The backlash to her 2013 album Art Pop marked a turning point in her career. Critics and fans, who had come to expect constant reinvention, were divided over the album's experimental sound and high-concept approach. The media pounced, framing the album as a failure and questioning her relevance. This period deeply affected Gaga's mental health, leading to moments of self-doubt and vulnerability. Yet, she used this setback as an opportunity for growth, retreating from the spotlight to recalibrate her artistic vision. Her subsequent work, from the stripped-down intimacy of Joanne to the triumphant return to pop with Chromatica, showcased her resilience and ability to adapt without losing her core identity. Controversy has always been central to Gaga's art, but it's rarely for its own sake. Whether wearing a meat dress or performing provocative acts on stage, Gaga uses shock to start conversations around art, identity, and activism. By leaning into the media's hunger for scandal, Gaga ensures her messages, whether about LGBTQ+ rights, mental health, or gender norms, reach a wider audience. Her provocations are not just attention-grabbing, they are calculated acts of cultural disruption that force society to examine its values. Lady Gaga's relationship with the paparazzi reflects her complex understanding of fame as both empowering and invasive. She uses their obsession with her to highlight larger societal issues, while also grappling with the darker consequences of constant exposure. Gaga has always been acutely aware of the paparazzi's role in shaping public perception. By controlling what they see, whether through elaborate outfits or staged appearances, she ensures the focus remains on her art rather than her personal life. Performances like Paparazzi and Bartelephone are meta-commentaries on this dynamic. In A Paparazzi, Gaga plays a starlet consumed by fame, only to rise again in a blood-stained revenge fantasy. The song and its visuals critique the media's role in both creating and destroying celebrities, making the audience complicit in the cycle. In real life, Gaga's ability to direct the paparazzi's gaze allows her to maintain a level of control over her narrative. By giving them the spectacle they crave, she ensures they remain focused on her performances and public persona, leaving her private life largely untouched. The flip side of this control is the toll that constant scrutiny takes on her mental and emotional well-being. Gaga has spoken about the invasive nature of fame, recalling moments when paparazzi overstepped boundaries, such as hounding her family or photographing her in vulnerable moments. These experiences have deeply influenced her art, particularly her paparazzi performance at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. The theatrical depiction of her death at the hands of fame was not just a commentary on media exploitation, but also a personal reflection on the sacrifices she has made for her career. In songs like Telephone and Do What You Want, Gaga explores the theme of reclaiming autonomy in a world that constantly demands access to her body, mind, and soul. These works highlight the tension between using fame as a tool and being consumed by it. Lady Gaga's ability to navigate and critique fame makes her one of the most compelling figures in modern pop culture. She understands that fame is both a gift and a curse, using its platform to amplify her art while challenging its more toxic aspects. By staying one step ahead of the media and embracing controversy as a means of storytelling, Gaga has turned fame into both her medium and her message. Her performances, music, and public persona force us to confront our complicity in the celebrity machine, challenging us to see beyond the surface and engage with deeper questions about art, identity, and power. In doing so, Gaga has not only redefined what it means to be a pop star, but also what it means to be famous in the 21st century. Fame often creates a barrier between celebrities and the rest of the world, leaving them feeling isolated despite being surrounded by millions of admirers. Gaga has spoken candidly about this loneliness, and her journey offers a poignant look at the paradox of superstardom. Lady Gaga's connection with her fans, the self-proclaimed little monsters, is one of the most defining aspects of her career. She often describes them as her family, drawing comfort and strength from their unwavering support. However, this connection sometimes highlights the lack of deep, personal relationships in her life. The intense demands of her career, constant touring, media scrutiny, and creative output leave little room for ordinary friendships. Gaga's art becomes a bridge to connect with others, but it also underscores her solitude. Gaga's love life has been the subject of public fascination, with high-profile relationships often played out in the tabloids. Relationships with figures like Taylor Kinney and Christian Carino have faced intense scrutiny, and she has openly acknowledged the difficulties of maintaining a romance under the spotlight. In her documentary, Gaga, 5'2", she reflects on the toll that fame has taken on her personal life, saying, "It's like a cycle. My love life implodes every time I succeed." This tension between professional success and personal happiness reveals the cost of constantly living in the public eye. When personal connections falter, Gaga turns to her art as a source of solace and expression. In interviews, she has described music as her best friend, a constant in her life that helps her process emotions and connect with others. Albums like Joanne and Chromatica delve into themes of loneliness, loss, and healing, offering a window into her inner world. By sharing her struggles through music, Gaga not only finds catharsis but also creates a space for fans to feel less alone in their own battles. Gaga's journey has been further complicated by significant physical and mental health challenges. Despite the pain, she has remained committed to her art and her fans, turning her struggles into a source of inspiration and advocacy. Gaga's battle with fibromyalgia, a chronic condition that causes widespread pain and fatigue, has been well documented. She has described the condition as debilitating, yet she continues to deliver high-energy performances that demand physical and emotional endurance. The grueling demands of touring exacerbate her symptoms, yet Gaga often prioritizes her fans over her health. In Gaga, 5'2", she gives a glimpse into the physical toll of her career, showing moments of excruciating pain backstage. Her perseverance is both inspiring and a sobering reminder of the sacrifices she makes for her art. Beyond her physical health, Gaga has been open about her struggles with mental health, including anxiety, depression, and PTSD resulting from her assault. Her willingness to discuss these issues has helped destigmatize mental health struggles, especially within the entertainment industry. Through the Born This Way Foundation, Gaga has worked to create resources and safe spaces for young people dealing with mental health challenges. Her advocacy extends beyond her music, demonstrating her commitment to using her platform for meaningful change. Gaga's physical and emotional pain often become recurring motifs in her work, shaping her lyrics, performances, and visual storytelling. In Million Reasons, she sings of heartbreak and resilience, while 9/11 explores the numbing effects of mental health struggles and medication. Pain isn't just a theme in her art, it's a lens through which she views the world. Her ability to transform suffering into beauty and connection is a testament to her artistry and humanity. Lady Gaga's story is one of triumph and sacrifice, where the glittering allure of fame coexists with profound personal challenges. The loneliness of stardom and the physical toll of her career have tested her resilience, but they have also deepened her connection with her fans and enriched her art. By sharing her struggles with vulnerability and honesty, Gaga has turned her pain into a force for good, creating music, performances, and advocacy that resonate with millions. Her journey reminds us that even in the face of immense challenges, there is strength in vulnerability, and there is beauty in perseverance.